Hello, hello. Hey, hi. I want to talk to you today about the top 8 bank personal lines of credit with easy approval for low income borrowers. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the top 8 bank personal lines of credit with easy approval for low-income borrowers, okay? Number 8, folks, we have First Republic. Our score, 8 over 10. With First Republic, the minimum income must be $36,000. Your FICO must be 625 minimum. You must be at least 25 years of age. Proof of employment is required, and co-application is possible. And so the personal line of credit is really great because the APR is decent, especially if you have a relationship with First Republic. Okay, no loan fees, origination, maintenance, or prepayment fees. You have flexible use of funds, okay, and you have a personal line of credit. The APR goes from 2.25% to 3.50%. And loan size here is kind of huge, $65,000 to $350,000, okay? And for the loan term, you have 7, 10, or 15 years. And you have an interest-only period of 2 years, okay? And then you have a repayment period that will be 5 years, 8 years, or 13 years. So with First Republic, you have low fixed rates with discounts. This is kind of cool. And you can use this line of credit to refinance your debts, including student loans, minor home improvements, and car loans. Or you can fund your goals. And what we love with the First Republic is the very low interest rate. Fantastic. And one thing for sure is that you can actually, you have with the First Republic, you have many benefits. You have industry low fixed rates. You can refinance eligible debts. You have interest-only payments. You have access to revolving credits. This is really good. You have no origination or prepayment fees. And on top of that, you have your own personal banker. So First Republic will assign someone to you, an expert to you, to kind of help you out. Okay, so this is really good. And we have seen folks throughout the country benefit from personal lines of credit from First Republic. They were able to refinance their student loans, to fund minor home improvements, to buy or refinance a car, to plan for their family's future. You can pay for your medical or dental procedures. You can pay your current taxes. So there is a constellation of needs. You can use the constellation of uses. Okay, you can actually have for your personal line of credit. So First Republic, 8 over 10. Number 7, BMO Harris. Our score, 8 over 10. Another great player here. So here are the conditions. Minimum income, $18,000 per year. FICO, 590, that's the minimum. 20 years old at least. Proof of employment required. Co-application is not possible. So when you think about BMO Harris, I want you to think about a line of credit that is very flexible. Okay, you are able to borrow the funds as needed. As long as you repay the funds, you can re-tap again into the credit line. So they actually have a 3-step, I would say, process that we love. So you get the funds fast, so they will work with you to make your application as simple as possible. So you have the money in days. You pay interest only on what you use, okay? And then you borrow again and again. So it's totally up to you. And so the rates are as low as 11.75% APR. So those are a little high compared to a First Republic, but hey, it is what it is. And you can use the money for anything. What we love with BMO Harris is that they have no restrictions here. You can use the money for home improvements, as an emergency fund, to consolidate debt for that perfect wedding you have been dreaming about all your life, education expenses, or just managing cash flows. I mean, stuff happens. You can't really plan your liquidity process all the time. And in some cases, if you have, for instance, you have irregular income, chances are having a line of credit from BMO Harris can help you out. Yeah. Okay. So right now, if you're interested in this product, you can do a lot of things. You can call or visit a branch to apply. You get personalized help because they will actually work through your application with you. That's what we love. That BMO Harris has this personal touch. They're there for you. They'll make sure that you have all the info needed. Okay, and you can get approved once you get approved, you can access your funds within 2 to 3 days. Okay, and if you have any question about this product, you want to call right now 1-888-340-2265. 1-888-340-2265. Okay, and just make sure that you have a personal identification when you call, and you have all your info, and a customer rep will give you all the information that you need to get this line of credit. BMO Harris, 8/10. Number 6, we have Regions. Our score, 8.5/10. Regions is another solid player. We love this bank, really. And here, the minimum income is $21,000 per year. Your FICO must be 605 minimum. You must be at least 21 years of age. Okay, very important. Proof of employment is required. Co-application is possible. So when you think about Regions, you think about 2 lines of credit. You have what they call the Regions Preferred line of credit. And in this case, the minimum line amount is $3,000 and the maximum $50,000. This is really good. And you can access funds online, over the phone, branch, or you can get what they call access checks. Okay, and they do have rate discounts available. If you have a line amount that goes above $5,000, you can actually get a rate discount if you elect to have your monthly payments automatically taken from your Regions checking accounts. They have an automatic payment option. Okay, this is really good. And so one thing you need to know here is that there are fees though. You have annual fee of $50 over the limit fee of $29 and late fee of $35. The APR actually fluctuates based on the prime rate and also the rate that Regions has set itself. Okay, but the cool thing here is that you are actually there's no collateral required. You can borrow as much as you need up to your credit limits, and you can use the money for overdraft protection on your Regions checking accounts. One thing I want to say here, for large amounts, Regions want you to see you at their branch. So that's for the Regions Preferred line of credit. You also have the Regions Credit Line Only, and this here the amount are lower. The amount go from $500 to $3,000, and this is just to kind of help you for your checking accounts, okay? But this is a smaller amount, and you don't have to. But this also has a fees though. You have $25 as an annual fee, over the limit fee of $29, and a late fee of $29, okay? And here you have a fixed APR. No collateral required. You can borrow as much as you need up to your credit limit, and you can use this as overdraft protection on your Regions checking accounts. Okay, so this is really good. Regions, our score 8.5/10. Number 5, folks, we have Truist. Our score 9/10. Great bank. And here are the conditions you need to fulfill. So first, minimum income $12,000 per year. Your FICO must be at least 585. You must be at least 22 years of age. Proof of employment is required, and co-application is possible. Okay, you can apply by phone, or if you have a Truist account, you can call 844-487-8478. The number again is 844-487-8478. And when we talk about Truist, we are speaking about a minimum credit line of $5,000, and the maximum can be all the way to $100,000. Okay, $5,000 to $100,000. There is no application fee. There is no cash advance fee, no annual fee. Really good. And variable APRs go as low as 8.69%. This is really good. And one thing you need to understand, if you want to have a low rate, you need to have excellent credit. That's just what it is. So when you think about Truist, their line of credit, You have it is a very competitive. They have it has a competitive APR, okay, and you can expect fast decisions and same-day funding. You can access your cash through Truist online banking or a mobile app. This is really good, okay? This is great for getting revolving access to cash, adding extra purchasing power, and being ready for unplanned expenses. You know, you never know. Things happen, okay? And what we love with the Truist is that you just tell them a little bit about yourself. They will show you options based on your needs, okay? You complete a brief application. That's it. And decisions take just minutes. Okay, and you can tailor your borrowing to fit your budget. This is really good. So whatever your borrowing needs, you are covered here with the Truist. And what we love is that they basically give you other options. So let's say you were not approved for the major line of credit that you were looking for, and there are other ways. You can explore different ways to borrow. They have a secured line of credit where you have a line to start at $25,000. And here you can get personal support from a premier banker, okay? And then you also have the Truist Ready Now credit line. And here, this is an unsecured line of credit. This is for overdraft or unforeseen expenses. So lines range from $300 to $7,500, and you can use this, and this is pretty good. So Truist, our score, 9/10. Number 4, folks, we have here KeyBank. Our score 9/10. So when you think about KeyBank, I want you to think about minimum income of $18,000 per year. Your FICO must be at least 590. You must be 21 years old, at least. Proof of employment is required. Co-application is possible. Okay, so with KeyBank, you actually have 2 lines of credit. You have the KeyBank Preferred Credit Line and the Key Basic Credit Line. Let me talk to you about the KeyBank Preferred Credit Line first. So here we are talking about a loan amount that goes from $2,000 to $25,000. Okay, there's no annual fee, and you are able to manage everything in mobile banking or online banking. Also, you have competitive interest rates, no annual fee, no collateral required. This is unsecured. You can borrow up to your loan amount to repay and borrow again. You can use this for overdraft protection with your KeyBank checking accounts. This is really good. We love the flexibility you have here, okay? You have flexible payment options, including automatic payments, and you have many ways to access your money. You have online banking transfers, unlimited check writing, branch teller transactions, okay? This is really good. And one thing I also want to say is that obviously KeyBank is regionally focused for this line of credit, so you got to be in you got to live in Arkansas, in Alaska, in Colorado, in Connecticut, in Idaho, in Indiana, in Massachusetts, in Maine, in Minnesota, in New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Utah, Vermont, or Washington State. Okay, it's really good. So now you also have the Key Basic Credit Line. And this line gives you amounts that are smaller, but it's also good. Okay, so this is a revolving credit line that helps you in terms of paying small bills, making small purchases, or set up overdraft protection. Here, the loan amount goes from $250 to $5,000. Okay, so overall, this is great. This is great. Also, no collateral required. This is unsecured. Okay, you can borrow up to your loan amount to repay and borrow again. And this can be used for overdraft protection with your KeyBank checking accounts. And what we love with the Key Basic Credit Line is that you have flexible payment options, including automatic payments. This is really good. So, number 4, KeyBank, 9/10. Number 3, folks, we have here PNC. Our score, 9.5/10. And here are the conditions. For PNC, minimum income, $15,000 per year. Your FICO, minimum 625. You got to be at least 20 years of age. Proof of employment is required, and co-application is possible. Okay, when we talk about PNC, we are talking about great customer service. we talk about flexibility in terms of loan usage, okay? And PNC will work with you to get you access to the money you need without the collateral requirements or other financing options. So this line of credit is unsecured. And on top of that, it is customizable, okay, depending on your needs, okay? And credit lines range from $1,000 to $25,000. So when you think about PNC, I want you to think about those borders, 1,000 to 25,000. Okay. And one thing, there's no penalty for prepayment. This is what I was just talking to you about. This is the flexibility. Okay. No collateral, no collateral are needed, and no penalty for prepayment. And one thing I need to specify though, if you live in California, the maximum line amount is $5,000, just for folks who are in California. Okay. And the minimum draw amount, $50. And the rate is kind of decent. And one thing I want to say here, if you're interested in this product, just give them a call. Give them a call. Number is 1-877-CALL PNC, CALL PNC. They're available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. through 10 p.m. Eastern, Saturday through Sunday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Eastern. Or you can also go at a branch. Yeah, you can have a conversation with someone at a branch. And one thing I want to say before closing on PNC is that they have something called the Service Members Civil Relief Act, the SCRA. And this is one thing we actually love PNC for. They provide services for our men and women who served. Okay, this is just fantastic. So if you are an eligible service member, you can actually qualify for a line of credit or for lending in general, or your dependents might qualify for it. Okay, PNC is grateful for your service and would like to help you understand your benefits and protections under SCRA. And so if you are interested in this type of funding, call 1-844-762-7272. 1-844-762-7272. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation here about the top 8 bank personal lines of credit for folks who have low income. All right, now I want to talk to you about U.S. Bank. Number 2, U.S. Bank, our score, 9.5 over 10. Here are the conditions. Minimum income, $18,000 per year. FICO, 585 minimum. You must be 18 years of age at least. Proof of employment is required. Co-application is possible, okay? And when we talk about U.S. Bank, you have a constellation of lines of credit. But one thing I want to say here is that the one that I want to focus on today is the U.S. Bank personal line of credit. So this is kind of cool. You have access to funds with a little more flexibility, okay? And you have access to instant, ongoing access to funds as you need them. Wonderful. And if you are a current U.S. Bank customer, a personal line of credit could be right for you as long as you have a 680 in FICO score. However, they can go all the way to 585 if you have the right relationship with U.S. Bank, if you have the right MPR with U.S. Bank, the multi-product relationship, okay? And you can use your personal line of credit up to $25,000 for ongoing access to available funds, or if you don't know the full cost of a project, okay, you'll only pay interest on the money you borrow, making it a great funding option for whatever life throws your way. This is just great. So the APR here, it goes as low as 10-50%. You have easy access to funds. You have ongoing credits for your needs. You have a quick application process. No collateral required. This is unsecured. Wonderful, okay? And you also have, besides the U.S. Bank personal line of credit, you also have a U.S. Bank home improvement personal line of credit. I was telling you before that they have various lines of credits available to you. So you have the U.S. Bank home improvement personal line of credit. You also have the U.S. Bank reserve line of credit. So this is really good, and this actually offers protection from overdraft. This is really good. And so, how do you apply for a personal line of credit with U.S. Bank? If you're already a U.S. Bank checking account customer, you can start your application in the mobile app through online banking by visiting a branch or by calling 1-800-491-3150. 1-800-491-3150. Okay, you will need your social security number or your individual tax identification number, your home address, and employment information. So once you submit your application, they will gather your credit information. Okay, so this probably takes about 5 minutes. And if your line of credit is approved, funds are available within 1 business day of closing. So you may close your line of credit online, though some customers may need to visit a U.S. Bank branch. Number 1, folks, the best of the best in our view. When it comes to the top 8 bank personal lines of credit with easy approval for low-income borrowers, we have Fifth Third Bank. Our score, 10 over 10. Here, minimum income, $21,000. Your FICO must be at least 605. 21 years of age at least. Proof of employment is required. Co-application is possible. So you have 2 types of, lines of credit with Fifth Third. First, you have unsecured line of credit, and then you have a secured line of credit. Let's talk about the unsecured line of credit. So this is actually, this line of credit allows you to access funds when you need it with no collateral required. This is really important, right? Because you don't want to actually pledge any collateral. You want to pledge any assets, whatever. No, you want to just go in there, get the cash you need, and repay over time. So here, we love this because the Fifth Third has a great customer service. They have great amounts. They are very generous amounts. They have flexibility in terms of the APR, in terms of the repayment window, and So line amounts go from $5,000 to $100,000. Did you get that? $100,000. So where everybody else is giving you 25 grand, Key Bank, PNC, and whatnot, they're giving you $100,000. That's the maximum limit. Okay, and you have a 5-year draw period followed by a 10-year repayment period. Okay, you have an APR that goes from 5.75% to 7.25%. There is a $65 annual fee. It's waived the first year though. Okay, and funds are available via online transfer, checks, phone, or in branch. So that's for the unsecured line of credit. Then you also have the secured line of credit. This is kind of cool because you actually have funds that are secured by assets that you have with Fifth Third. And this could be a Fifth Third savings, CDs, or investment accounts. So you have ongoing access to this line of credit while your assets continue to grow. This is really good. You have line amounts from $5,000 to $500,000, and this must be between 50% to 100% of your collateral. You have a 20-year draw period with balance due at maturity. You have interest-only monthly payments, and you have an APR that goes from 350 to 625%. No annual fee, and funds are available via online transfer, checks, phone, or in branch. Really, really good. Fifth Third, 10 over 10. I want to say here that overall here, when we talk about a personal line of credit for low-income borrowers, especially coming from big banks, there are a few things you need to know. And it's important to understand that similar to a personal loan or a credit card, an unsecured personal line of credit gets green-lighted based on the applicant's ability to repay the loan, okay? So your credit score, credit history, and income are key factors. Remember that trifecta: your credit score, your credit history, and income, okay? It's important. So the amount available to you as a borrower varies from applicant to applicant, and of course, the applicant's perceived needs. So unless you have steely self-control, do not apply for a $250,000 line of credit when you know that you will be able to live with $25,000 line of credit. So this is really important, okay? And when we talk about using personal lines of credit, you can use the money for emergency expenses, for long-term projects, okay? Let's say you are renovating a kitchen, you are paying for college or a wedding. You can also use the money for cash flow management. You can use the cash for debt consolidation or stuff that happens in life. Okay, let's say you are just maybe taking a vacation, whatever you need. The bottom line here is that you must be in the right mindset to know that you have to repay the line of credit at some point. Okay, and it's important to understand that a line of credit is great for folks who have irregular income. So not only low income, but also irregular income. Or in some cases, you might have an emergency and you just need some cash to take care of the emergency. Okay, or let's say you have a business opportunity. You see something that you really want to, you want to seize that opportunity. You know this is great, and you don't have the cash right now. You can actually get a business line, you can get a personal line of credit for that. Okay, and so how do you get a line of credit from a big bank? Well, you can apply online. You can apply at a branch. You can apply over the phone. Okay, make sure you have a clear idea of what you need, how much you need. This is important, okay? Because at the end of the day, there might be some problems with personal lines of credit. In other words, you don't want to actually get a high APR. You don't want your APR to be too high. This is why it's important to actually apply from the institution you currently have a relationship with. All right, folks. Before closing today's conversation, I want to share with you our loan evaluation approach. We actually have a strict methodology when it comes to checking, when it comes to rating, when it comes to categorizing lines of credits on this show. Check this out. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. Here are the top 8 bank personal lines of credit with easy approval for low-income borrowers. Number 1, we have Fifth Third, 10 over 10. Number 2, we have U.S. Bank, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have PNC, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, we have KeyBank, 9 over 10. Number 5, we have Truist, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have Regions, 8.5 over 10. Number 7, we have BMO Harris, 8 over 10. Number 8, last but not the least, we have First Republic, 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.